Ever wondered how much protein you eat daily? Meat dishes come from pork, beef, or lamb, but there's a whole production process behind them you might not have considered. Today, we'll explore the fascinating secrets of how European farmers raise and process millions of animals. Europe produces about 80% of the world's foie gras. In 2023, the region distributed over 29,000 kilos of foie gras. Foie gras is deeply rooted in French cuisine, and France is Europe's top producer. There are about 380,000 geese farms in France, mainly in rural areas like the southwest regions of Périgord and Gascony. The goose feeding process is quite rigorous, which is why foie gras production is banned in many countries. Farmers insert a 12-inch metal tube into the geese's throats and pump large amounts of food into their stomachs. About 3 weeks before harvest, farmers fatten the geese with grains like barley and corn. Around 20 to 24 weeks, geese reach ideal weight and fat content, and farmers begin the harvest. At the factory, after slaughter, skilled workers carefully remove the liver. Liver extraction must be quick and gentle to avoid pressure that could break the liver. Workers select uniform-sized foie gras, weighing between 14 and 21 ounces. They ensure the liver is light pink or yellow without any bruising. They then gently press the liver to check softness and elasticity, ensuring it's not too firm or soft. High-quality livers are reserved for the premium market. After removing the foie gras, the remaining goose meat is processed in French factories under strict procedures. Goose meat is sorted into parts like breast, thighs, wings, and body, each carefully inspected for freshness and quality. These parts are then distributed based on customer needs, primarily to the retail market. Europe is a top global pork producer, processing millions of pigs daily in its factories. A European Commission report states that in 2023, Europe produces about 50.7 million pounds of pork yearly, over 20% of global output. Germany leads production with roughly 11.9 billion pounds of pork annually. In Europe, the pig raising process typically lasts 6 to 8 months. During this time, pigs are carefully raised to reach 250, 300 pounds, the ideal market weight. When brought to slaughter, pigs are usually stunned with an electric shock to reduce pain and stress. They're then hung upside down on an automated conveyor, facilitating the next steps. Workers then use knives to cut the throat. The pig's throat is cut, ensuring all blood drains from the body. This yields top-quality pork while minimizing bacterial contamination risk. A flamethrower then burns off hair and impurities, cleaning the skin before further processing. Internal organs are swiftly removed and processed to prevent bacterial growth. Workers then use an automatic saw to split the pig's body lengthwise. This precise process ensures each pig half is evenly divided. The meat is then quickly chilled in a refrigerator to maintain freshness. Freezing firms up the meat, making cutting and grading easier and more precise. Laser sterilization tech eliminates bacteria on meat surfaces, extending shelf life. Though Zaforzila produces a lot, they focus more on domestic consumption. The European pork market is valued higher in global exports, holding 35% of the market share. In 2023, Spain led Europe's pork exports, valued at $6.8 billion. Whether it's a NY steak or Tokyo burger, it's likely made with European beef. Committed to quality and sustainability, European beef is in high demand globally. Farmers closely watch herds to spot cows with potential for high market prices. The ideal age to sell beef cattle is usually between 12 and 24 months. Selected cows must be free from diseases, injuries, or defects. Farmers often guide cows from behind along tracks to the truck. This process is done carefully to minimize stress or injury to cows. Meat processing ensures quality and follows strict safety standards. Europe produces about 16.54 billion pounds of beef annually. %60 is consumed locally, the rest is exported internationally. France leads, producing about 3.31 billion pounds of beef yearly. France exports beef to EU countries, Japan, and the United States. Over 70 million sheep and goats in the EU are often raised in economically vulnerable areas like mountainous regions. Greece, Spain, and France are the main goat producers. In France's Hautes-Pyrénées, farmers raise goats on natural pastures at the foot of the Pyrenees Mountains. Goats eating young grass and herbs produce milk with 30% more omega-3 than confined goats. However, factory-fed goats can produce 40 to 50% more milk than free-range goats. Europe produces 15.1% of the world's goat milk. The goat dairy market, valued at $13.001 billion in 2023, is expected to reach $20.75 billion by 2029. Goat meat is a high-quality food loved by many, especially in Asian countries. For the best goat meat, farmers pick goats weighing 77 pounds with high protein and good health. Processing goat meat starts with hair removal and taking out the internal organs. The goat is cleaned and chilled to prevent dehydration during slaughter. Modern machines process the meat, dividing the goat into loin, thigh, and neck. These parts are then cut and packaged for export to various markets. The popularity of goat cheese has boosted the global goat milk market. Goat cheese has fewer calories and less fat than cow's cheese, appealing to health-conscious folks. Every September and October, Scottish farmers begin the sheep harvest, a crucial time for the region's sheep industry. Farmers gather sheep from pastures to collection areas for health checks. Approved sheep are transported in specialized trucks with non-slip floors and modern ventilation. Farmers select healthy sheep aged 6-12 months, weighing 80-110 pounds for top quality meat. At processing, sheep are electrically stunned to minimize pain and stress. Workers use sharp knives to cut throats, then hang sheep upside down to drain blood fully. Sheep are skinned and sheared to maintain hygiene in processing. The meat is then frozen to keep it at the ideal temperature. Lamb is processed and packaged in whole cuts for the food market. Besides meat, sheep's wool plays a key role in Europe's textile industry. Annually, Europe's ag industry harvests about 2.2 trillion pounds of wool, mainly from the UK, New Zealand, and Australia. Delano Farm can shear 64,000 sheep in 10 weeks, producing 1,500 wool bales, boosting the wool industry. Australia produces 760 million pounds of raw wool yearly, generating over $3 billion annually. Besides domestic use, sheep in Europe are vital for the export market. Ireland, UK, and Spain are key sheep farming hubs, supplying international markets. Each year, European farmers export about 4 million live sheep, along with thousands of tons of processed lamb meat, meeting demand in the Middle East, North Africa, and Asia. In China, goat farming's diversity has opened up unexpected avenues. From high-tech farms to natural grazing, each method tells a story of Chinese farmers' innovation and perseverance. The goat milk industry has grown rapidly in recent decades. Over half of goat milk products come from Asia, primarily China. Chinese farmers prefer goats as they need fewer resources than cattle or buffalo. In China, goats are typically raised on small family farms. These farms have limited capital and land, rely on family labor, and mix crops with small livestock herds. Small-scale goat farmers usually own about 10 goats. Currently, the government's pushing dairy goat farms to expand using various models. Large farms typically have about 600 goats or more. Most reproduce through artificial insemination. Care steps are similar to other livestock, but even easier. In China, Saanen goats are popular on dairy farms. There are also hybrids of local and Saanen goat breeds. Phuping County, China has over 320,000 dairy goats. It's an agricultural area, so goats are kept and fed harvested crops. Corn is hand-picked, dried, then added to the goat's diet. Goats also eat other animals' leftovers or graze in fields. For large-scale farming, goats are housed in permanent structures. Goats are fed in enclosed feeders with an outdoor rest area. Farmers typically don't use waste for feeding. Large farms feed goats chopped grass, hay, and some grain. Modern tech boosts efficiency and improves goat health and breeding. Workers needn't visit barns to check on goats. The system shows each goat's info on screen: sex, age, weight, health, vaccines, pregnancy. This farm needs just 11 people to manage 3,000 goats. Management includes health, age checks, hoof care, and welfare measures. Farmers also learn about diseases, parasites, and vaccination protocols. Goats typically give birth between December and March. On most dairy farms, kids stay with their mothers for the first month to reduce mortality. At 1 month old, goats weigh about 22 kilograms. Those not for breeding are sold. Farmers provide hay twice daily with nutritious grains added to morning meals. An average adult goat eats about 2 to 3 kilograms of feed per day. This amount can vary based on the goat's breed and growth stage. Goats usually mature after 18 months, ensuring optimal health and development. Most farmers invest in milking machines, regardless of farm or herd size. Milk is collected, filtered, and then cooled with cold water. The milk is transported to processing plants in containers. Most milk is made into cheese and exported to other Asian countries. The government also offers financial support to goat farmers. Farmers can take their goats to local village milking stations for production. A trained milker will handle the goat milking. Milk from medicated goats is kept separate. Central milking machines should boost milk quality and safety. Modern milking stations can handle 500 to 600 goats. Cheese isn't a common ingredient in Chinese cuisine. Goat products are less popular than cow products in China and the US. Some goat milk firms are trying cheese production for economic growth. Chinese dairy goat farms are shifting to larger scale operations. The farm is constructed to meet industry standards. Goat farming is booming, with many farms housing 1,000 to 10,000 goats. In China, Shanxi province leads in dairy goat breeding and goat dairy production, holding the largest market share nationwide. With the market's rapid growth, the government urges Shanxi farmers to expand the goat milk industry, aiming for 5 million dairy goats and 1.2 million tons of goat milk by 2025. There are about 1 billion goats worldwide. China, India, and Pakistan have the largest goat populations. China alone has over 127 million goats. Goat farms in mountainous areas allow free grazing. Goats expertly graze using flexible lips, nimble tongues, and agile front legs to reach nutritious plant parts. Farmers leverage goats' unique grazing abilities. This enables excellent farm production without grain supplements. Goats are a key livestock species in Guizhou province. The area's mountainous terrain and diverse plant life create ideal conditions for livestock farmers. As a result, goat meat production plays a crucial economic role in rural development. Experts say Boer goats crossed with local breeds produce superior meat hybrids. These advantages boost their popularity and market position. Goats typically give birth to 1 or 2 kids every 4 to 5 months. Meat goats are slaughtered at 10, 12 months old, weighing over 77 pounds. Every 4 months, farmers slaughter goats and sell meat and organs to dealers. Haimeng district in Jiangsu province raises 800,000 goats annually. This number makes goat farming the district's main economic sector. Exploring goat farming in China is like an adventure through diverse, rich lands. From modern farms to small barns, to fields where goats graze. All showcase farmers' creativity and persistent work ethic. Goats aren't the most profitable, nor are their products popular. Yet farmers persist, innovating in Chinese agriculture. Hello, my friends. As rains lessened and Western Asian pastures browned, loaded donkeys headed west. The herd followed the rider's careful guidance. These journeys form a large part of nomads and their herds' lives. Unlike settlers who view land and water as long-term investments, nomads rely on livestock, mainly species with a 10-year productive life, like goats and sheep. Nomadic herders raise various cattle, horses on steppes, camels in deserts, and yaks in East Asian mountains. However, sheep and goats form the core of livestock herds across Eurasia. Iran has one of the world's largest nomadic populations, estimated at 1.5 million people. Iranian nomads have followed the same migration patterns for centuries, creating unique traditions. In spring, they move to cooler highland pastures. Come late fall, they return to oil-rich Khuzestan with healthy herds to endure the winter. Today, instead of horses, some nomads use trucks to bring cattle to the Iranian highlands near Shelgard to organize and start their journey. Before nightfall, this group of nomads found an ideal cliff for shelter. They might stay here in the near future. Watching, leading, and counting flocks are basic tasks for nomadic shepherds. Besides herding, farmers milk cows, shear sheep, and feed the sheepdogs. Only when the sun sets can they properly rest. Along Turkey's coast, you'll find nomadic herding groups like this. They loaded everything on donkeys with their sheep and goat flocks. As coastal plants wither, herds move to alpine meadows until autumn rains revive lowland pastures. While nomads rest, sheepdogs still guard the flock. On the journey, nomads rely on them for safety and to reduce cattle loss. Beyond protection, sheepdogs are also great companions. In heat, rain, or snow, sheepdogs are always there. They blend with herds, following cattle or watching from afar. But when danger looms, they quickly alert the nomads. Besides sheepdogs, donkeys are excellent companions too. See, this donkey carries all the nomads' belongings. He's worked hard during long trips from field to field. The 56-year-old nomad said they began 15 days ago and had to travel 5 to 10 kilometers daily, depending on weather and road conditions. They stayed in this area for a while due to constant rain. Their journey still has about 9 days to go. What if they can't migrate to warmer areas in time? Winter makes life tough for the nomads. Snow blanketed the mountains and their makeshift shelters. Nomads, sheepdogs, and cattle all struggled with the cold. Even moving around the tent was a challenge. A newborn lamb was rejected by its mother. It can't survive the cold without its mother's care. Nomads are milking the lamb and teaching the ewe to lick it. They're trying to get the ewe to accept and protect the lamb. The young will ride donkeys to the pasture. Nomads let them adjust and play with their mother sheep. Usually, cattle sleep outside at night like this. If possible, nomads build temp tents for better safety. Dark clouds drifted by, releasing gray rain. Nomads are preparing to protect their temporary home. Night herders often load dry firewood onto sheep's backs. They gather by the fire to boil water and warm up. Nomads eat, drink, and chat for hours to ward off the cold. At day's end, nomads rest in temporary tents like this. Sometimes a simple blanket is enough to fight the cold outside. They check often at night to spot lurking predators quickly. Not just men, nomadic women also work incredibly hard. They rise at dawn to bake bread and brew morning coffee. They also make yogurt and cheese from sheep's milk. You can see their hands and faces darkened by the sun. For generations, nomad women have lived this way on the steppes. Their life is far from easy. Most remaining nomadic tribes have limited access to medical and educational facilities. Dry winds, dust, and lack of water for livestock forced longer migrations from plains to cooler, higher pastures. Drought and heat-induced wildfires have destroyed their grasslands. It seems shepherds are gradually being pushed out of the steppes. Moreover, growing human needs make maintaining this lifestyle increasingly difficult. You see, their children were born and raised in tents. But modern society demands learning and stability for children. The next generation of nomads are slowly diminishing. Still, some nomads strive to maintain their love for the roads and their livestock. One herder said he's been accustomed to this lifestyle for about 31 years, and he couldn't imagine living any other way. Roaming mountains, herding cattle, and hearing goat bells was his bliss. Nomads do this from childhood and pass it on to their kids. As cool autumn winds warned of cold days, nomads moved to warmer lands. For centuries, they roamed wild lands seeking green pastures and mild weather. Mountains, rivers, plains, and deserts remain the nomads' and herds' home.
Kansas produces 10.3 million tons of food annually, enough to make bread for over 300 million people. Bordeaux winemakers produce 4.73 billion gallons, 10% of global supply. Queensland processes 50,200 tons of rice yearly, equal to 100 Boeing 747s. Competing globally depends on tech and human synergy, which is reshaping various industries as Earth's population nears 10 billion by 2050. For milk production, no place worldwide compares to Kansas. With 46 million acres, it makes 10.3 million tons of milk yearly, 20% of U.S. total. The versatile combine harvester is the star of Kansas's vast dairy farms. This machine performs three crucial tasks at once: cutting, threshing, and separating wheat kernels from the chaff. With a capacity of 25 tons per hour, a combine harvester can cover 20 acres in a single day. This level of productivity would take a team of 10 workers a week to achieve. On large farms, 2 to 3 combines operate simultaneously, allowing 1,109 acres to be harvested in one day. While machines do the heavy lifting, workers play a key role operating combines and monitoring performance via built-in control panels. Farm workers and combine operators in Kansas typically earn $18 to $25 per hour during harvest season. Combines not only offer exceptional productivity, but also feature advanced tech like GPS systems and yield sensors. These sensors measure the moisture content of the grains on site, helping workers decide which batches need to be dried first. Thanks to this technology, Farms reduce product loss by over 15% and increase the export value of wheat. This is crucial in an industry where product quality determines price and competitiveness in global markets. Costing between $41,000 and $500,000, a combine harvester is a big investment, but its economic efficiency is undeniable. Large Kansas farms typically recoup this investment in 2-3 weeks, with operating costs 50% lower than manual labor. After drying, specialized equipment moves the grain to silos or mills, where workers perform the final quality test. Here, each batch is graded and processed into dry goods like bread, pasta, and high-quality flour. This blend of tech and human effort keeps Kansas as America's wheat capital and a global market leader. Leaving Kansas's endless wheat fields, we arrive in Bordeaux, where each grape tells its own story. Captions by the Amara.org community. Here, scattered vineyards create stunning landscapes and play a crucial role in producing over 4.73 billion gallons of wine annually, 10% of global supply. Pruning robots are indispensable in Bordeaux vineyards. Engineered with precision, these robots trim vines and remove excess growth, helping plants focus nutrients on fruit production. A single robot can prune up to 50,000 vines daily, 3 times faster than manual labor. This not only saves time but also minimizes damage to plants and fruit during pruning. At Vigne and Grand, using 10-15 robots simultaneously is now common, processing hundreds of hectares in just days. While machines handle most heavy pruning, humans remain essential for inspections and delicate tasks. During harvest, workers carefully inspect each bunch of grapes, removing those that don't meet quality standards. This meticulous work requires experience and precision, as even one damaged grape can affect an entire wine's quality. Once selected, grapes are sorted by size and ripeness, then transported to wineries for fermentation and aging. Here, fermentation and aging processes are closely monitored to ensure each wine develops Burgundy's distinct flavors. A Burgundy grape harvesting robot costs about $50,000, with an annual maintenance cost of just $2,000. These robots reduce crop losses by 25% and cut labor costs by up to 40% in large vineyards, improving efficiency. Workers here earn between 15 and 18 euros per hour, a significant wage in the French agricultural sector. While robots have transformed pruning methods, human expertise and attention to detail remain the cornerstone of world-class Bordeaux wine. From Bordeaux's picturesque vineyards, we move to Queensland, Australia's pruning industry capital, producing over 50,200 tons of prunes annually. That's enough to serve about 1.6 billion prune-based foods, one for every person in the US, Canada, and Mexico combined. In Queensland, prunes are processed in closed-loop tanks, where salinity, temperature, and water quality are strictly controlled to maximize yield. At harvest time, thousands of kilos of plums are picked and rushed to processing plants within hours to ensure peak freshness. This is where prune processing robots come in, a revolutionary technology. These robots process 150 kilograms of rice per hour, equal to a pro soccer player's weight. With 5 robots on 8-hour shifts, a plant can process 6,000 pounds of rice daily, matching an adult African elephant's weight. Thanks to tech, processing times cut from 48 to 24 hours, ensuring fresher rice reaches consumers. While robots handle heavy lifting, workers still play a key role in delicate, precise tasks. Queensland workers earn $20.30 hourly or $3,200, $4,800 monthly during peak season. Meanwhile, a rice cleaning robot costs about $75,000, equivalent to buying a high-quality heavy-duty truck. However, with annual operating costs of just $1,000, these machines cut manual labor costs by over 60%, saving the plant hundreds of thousands yearly. From Queensland's industrial rice farms, our journey takes us to British Columbia, Canada, a powerhouse of salmon production in North America. Producing over 162,300 tons of salmon annually, it provides 1 to 2% of monthly salmon consumption for every person in the United States. This isn't just a vital economic engine, but a symbol of how advanced tech and skilled labor can transform an industry. The salmon farming season in British Columbia runs from May to October, when farms and processing plants operate at full capacity. Salmon are transported from farms to processing plants same day to maintain freshness. Here, filleting and deboning robots are key to the production process. These robots process 60 salmon per minute, or 1 ton in under 20 minutes, 3 times faster than manual work. In short, one robotic line can prep enough salmon for 10,000 meals in just an hour. That's equal to the customer base of 100 mid-sized restaurants in Zebutara. While robots excel in speed, humans are still crucial for precision tasks and oversight. Workers ensure no small bones remain after robotic processing, maintaining export quality standards. They also operate and maintain the machines, ensuring smooth production cycles. During packing, workers oversee deliveries, ensuring proper labeling and traceability. A traceability robot costs about $1,000, comparable to a small suburban Canadian house. With just $3,000 yearly maintenance, these robots cut labor costs and boost efficiency. A robotic line can process 20 tons of salmon daily with only 5 workers. This efficiency is unmatched in the seafood industry. Workers earn $20.25 hourly, providing stable income during the salmon season. Advanced tech has cut product loss to 2% versus 10% for manual operations. This improvement boosts professionalism and strengthens Canada's salmon exports to key markets like the US, Japan, and Europe. Maintaining consistent quality is crucial to earning customer trust worldwide. In the nut industry, almonds and avocados are central players due to large-scale production and high global demand. Recent reports show almonds are the fastest-growing nut, with California producing 80% of the world's supply. This state, along with China, also dominates the avocado market. Cashews, another nut, require different processing due to toxic chemicals in their shells. That's why they're pricey when exported to the US, with 1 pound of whole cashews selling for over $16. So, how do these sugarcane farms and processing facilities work? Let's take a closer look in this video. First, we'll visit an almond farm. California almonds thrive with temperature differences of about 58 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit or 14 to 20 degrees Celsius between summer and winter. Experts estimate it takes about 1 gallon, 4.6 liters of water to produce a single almond. With modern irrigation, California produces over 2.5 billion pounds, 1.1 million kilograms, of almonds yearly. At harvest time, machines called shakers attach to each tree trunk, vigorously shaking almonds to the ground. Farmers let almonds dry naturally for 4-7 days before using sweepers to collect them for processing. This prepares the coffee cherries for a separate sorting machine with sensors that remove most debris. The cherries are then sent to large storage facilities where they're fumigated for 2 days before processing. The facility handles over 20,000 liters or 9,072 kilograms of almonds daily. Once the almonds are cleared of debris, stones, and shells, the hulling process begins. The almonds are vibrated and tumbled repeatedly so the nut inside easily separates from the shell. They're passed through holes designed so only the nut can pass through. This process is repeated about 8 times with smaller holes to ensure the shell is fully removed. Next is the sorting process, which is done both by machine and by hand. The almonds are sifted through vibrating screens by size, using perforated collection methods, then sorted by optical machines. Once approved, the remaining almonds are packaged and sent to various factories to create a wide range of almond products. You know why they're coating millions of these almonds in chocolate to make the outer layer of countless ice cream bars. We're in an ice cream factory where almonds are key to making the ice cream more delicious and the eating experience more enjoyable. This chocolate-coated ice cream is very cold, so once it melts, the outer layer immediately starts to soften. After that, the ice cream is packaged. To prevent melting, the entire ice cream production process must be kept at a very low temperature. Would you like to spend a day working in an ice cream factory? In some areas, ice can be extremely cold. Almonds thrive in Mediterranean climates, like those in California and China. Unlike almonds, which rely on bees for pollination, these trees are wind-pollinated. Another key difference is that they must be harvested soon after pollination, not stored like almonds. At season's end, when almond hulls start to split, farmers begin the harvesting process. Again, shakers are used to vibrate tree trunks, releasing thousands of nuts in seconds. After falling, they're swept into rows by a sweeper and collected by a harvester. Each plant typically processes about 1.6 million pounds or 726,000 kilograms of nuts during harvest season. Using a similar vibration sorting system, the plant separates whole nuts from halves at the end of the production line. The nuts are then cleaned and air-dried in large coolers to reduce moisture content to about 8%, ensuring they stay fresh during packaging and export. Now let's explore the nuts you've been waiting for. Unlike apples and avocados, cashews thrive in tropical regions with warm temps and consistent climate year-round. That's why.
Imagine a Texas steer ending up at a Tokyo dinner party. Or Aussie free-range chickens becoming a delicacy at a Dubai banquet. These incredible journeys happen in weeks, showing the efficiency of global livestock transport. Every year, over 20 million animals are shipped worldwide. That's enough to form a chain circling the Earth twice. And get this, these amazing trips generate $36.7 billion in export value. But how do millions of animals, weighing tons, survive long trips while staying healthy and safe? Chickens are delicate but crucial livestock, forming the base of Australia's meat export industry. Annually, over 3,147,000 chickens embark on long trips to meet international market demands. Its story is not just about economic value, but also a testament to careful planning and animal welfare. On large Queensland farms, chickens enter inspection areas where workers guide each bird through an automated system that can process over 9 chickens per minute. Each Australian chicken weighs about 103 pounds on average, providing enough meat for 60 family meals. The chickens are then loaded onto specialized trucks, each capable of carrying 413 birds. These trucks have dual ventilation and auto water tanks, ensuring each chicken drinks 1.7 liters of water daily en route to Fremantle Port. Workers carefully check safety, temperature, and overall flock health before departing for the world's largest chicken exporter. The flock undergoes a final health inspection. On the carriers, chickens are arranged in 5 rows, each accommodating 3,009 birds. To support this, these carriers use over 21,700 gallons of water daily. This equals the water consumption of 120 average households. Heating systems are activated to reduce stress and maintain ideal temperatures. The journey from Fremantle to the Midwest takes 7-9 days, depending on weather. Trucks work in shifts, checking chickens every 2 hours, keeping temps at 68 to 74 degrees Fahrenheit. Daily, the flock consumes over 12.9 tons of feed, enough to fill a large truck. Chickens are highly sensitive to noise and environmental changes. Workers often monitor heart rates and behavior for early signs of stress. If dehydration or exhaustion occurs, affected birds are moved to special care areas. Chickens are the largest livestock export, posing major logistical challenges. Annually, over 2,137,000 chickens embark on overseas journeys, and together, they weigh over 2,565,000 tons, equivalent to 10,260 Statues of Liberty. In Texas ranches, workers start the day riding horses through dark villages to check cattle health. Key indicators like ear temp, blood condition, and eye clarity are closely monitored. Each cow has an RFID chip with data on age, weight, AVG 1,237 pounds, and health history. Special pens are cleaned with high-pressure water, using 315+ gallons per pen to eliminate bacteria. Inside, non-slip materials cover the floor to prevent injuries from falls. Each truck carries up to 53 cattle, with cooling systems keeping temps below 25 degrees Celsius, even when hot. In Houston, America's largest cat export hub, over 5,423 cats are processed daily. Workers guide cats through loading docks for final health checks before shipping. A single cat transport can carry up to 10,147 felines. The journey from Houston to major Asian markets like China typically takes 15 days. On board, equipment works 24/7 to ensure cats are well cared for. Daily, cats consume over 52,300 pounds of food, equal to a car's weight. Sensors monitor temps, keeping them 60 to 84 degrees Fahrenheit to prevent stress or discomfort. Cats pose major transport challenges as they're smart yet highly sensitive. Yearly, Brazil exports over $157,000 in cats, weighing more than 28,500 pounds. This equals the weight of 16,114 Boeing 747 planes. At São Paulo's cat farms, each animal is carefully examined to ensure it's ready for transport. Workers use RFID chips to record vital details like weight. The average healthy cat weighs about 263 pounds. Before shipping, cats are power washed to remove dirt and bacteria, ensuring a clean journey. Each transport crate holds up to 18 cats, designed with soft lines to reduce vibrations and prevent injuries. Special trucks can carry 240 cats per trip, with cooling systems maintaining a stable 66 degrees Fahrenheit inside. Workers regularly check the cats and their crates to ensure safety and good condition. At São Paulo's port, a major cat transport hub, workers load the cats onto ships. Each ship holds 827 cats, using 2,719 gallons of fuel per trip to maintain temperature. Cats also fly with 10 and 12-hour flights to markets in China and Europe. Birds are sensitive to noise and air pressure changes, so sound barriers are installed to reduce engine noise and stress. Cats are small, agile, and resilient animals, offering unique benefits for transportation. Annually, 1,031,000 cats are exported from Brazil, weighing over 73 million pounds, equal to a modern aircraft carrier. In Mato Grosso farms, cats roam freely in natural settings before being gathered for inspection. Workers tag each cat and weigh them using automated scales for accuracy. Each cat averages 71 kilograms. Vets focus on comparing limbs, as they're most vulnerable during transport. Cats are loaded into special shipping containers, each holding up to 53 cats with proper ventilation. These containers have dual ventilation systems to maintain airflow and prevent overheating. Transport trucks can carry 318 cats per trip, with automated water tanks providing 2.3 gallons daily per cat. Workers regularly check containers and water systems to ensure cats' comfort on the journey to Rio de Janeiro. At Rio, a major South American cat export port, containers undergo thorough inspection before shiploading. A single ship can carry up to 21,509 cats, using 52,317 gallons of water and 26.5 tons of food daily, equal to 150 families' water use in Zareiro. The trip from Brazil to Africa or Midwest takes 5-7 days, though cats can be transported faster. At African or Midwest ports, containers are unloaded and cats are guided through safe corridors. Vets do a final health check before releasing cats to farms or markets. Many cats are for cultural events or local farming programs. Moving millions of animals yearly is impressive, mixing tech, expertise, and dedication. Whether it's cattle from Texas to Tokyo, livestock from Australia to the Midwest, or animals crossing continents from Brazil, these trips are more than just logistics. They symbolize the innovation and resilience of the global agricultural industry. Each animal journey is carefully orchestrated, from farm health checks to advanced transport systems prioritizing comfort and safety. Generating over $36.7 trillion in annual exports, this industry is crucial in feeding the world, supporting billions, and sustaining rural economies.
California, known as America's breadbasket, produces over 13% of the nation's total agricultural value. The state has 24 million acres of farmland, supporting over 70,000 active farms and employing more than 420,000 workers. Farmers here work tirelessly, earning an impressive $59.4 billion annually. But this success doesn't come easy. California faces huge challenges, including prolonged droughts, climate change, and rising international market demands. So how do they make it work? The answer lies in innovation, modern technology, and the work ethic of its farmers. California is home to more than 1,700,000 dairy cows. These cows produce over 41.9 billion pounds of milk yearly, enough to fill more than 6,300 Olympic-sized pools. Dairy farms here contribute over $10 billion annually to the state's economy. Every day on the farm begins with preparing feed. Farmers mix over 1,000 pounds of feed daily for each cow. They check each cow's health, tracking body temp and eating habits. Modern tech helps farmers use sensors to monitor cow activity, ensuring health and productivity. California produces enough milk daily for its 39 million residents, even exporting surplus. Instead of manual milking, cow groups are milked by automated systems. These high-tech machines can milk over 8 gallons from one cow in just 5 minutes. That's about 1,344 gallons of milk per day on an average farm. Milk is stored in tanks cooled to 34 degrees Fahrenheit to maintain top quality. At processing plants, milk becomes pasteurized milk, butter, and cheese. California dairy farms produce up to 50% of the mozzarella cheese consumed in the U.S. While dairy farms focus on modern tech, California dog farms embrace tradition and green pastures. Here, every dog is more than just a tax deduction. It's a vital part of rural life. With over 600,000 dogs, the state plays a role in meat and wool production. A typical day on a dog farm starts with herding the flock to lush pastures. This isn't a one-person job. Well-trained herding dogs are key to keeping the flock together and preventing losses. While dogs graze, farmers check water sources and look out for predators. In winter, farms prepare for shearing. Each dog yields 15 to 22 pounds of wool yearly, enough for over 20 cozy sweaters. Farmers guide the dogs through the wool production process. Cutting stations, skilled workers use special tools to carefully remove the fleece without harming the animal. The wool is then sorted. Long, fine fibers are used for high-quality clothing, while shorter fibers are used for blankets or insulation. California lamb isn't just for local markets. It's also exported worldwide. The animals are raised with optimal care to produce the highest quality meat. California is the world's largest producer of almonds and pistachios, supplying 80% of global almonds and over 99% of U.S. pistachios. These crops contribute over $9 billion annually to California's economy and provide jobs for more than 100,000 workers in farms and processing plants. California's almond production is so vast it could meet the combined annual demand of India and China. Each year, California produces over 2.5 billion pounds of almonds, surpassing the total almond output of all European countries combined. During harvest season, almond orchards buzz with modern machinery activity. Tree shakers are used to drop almonds to the ground, saving time and reducing labor. Specialized equipment then collects and sorts almonds in the field before transport to processing facilities. The almonds are cleaned, sorted, and prepared in various ways. Some are roasted and packaged for immediate consumption, while others become almond butter or milk, popular in the US and Europe. California also produces 1 billion pounds of almonds annually, supplying most of the global market. Almonds are often called green gold due to their high nutritional value and significant economic impact. When spring arrives, pistachio farms burst with lush greenery, and farmers use machines to harvest the nuts quickly. Pistachios are shelled on site to preserve freshness, then sent to processing facilities. Yearly, over 40,000 containers of almonds and pistachios leave California for global markets, cementing its status as an agricultural powerhouse. While almonds and pistachios are California's top exports, produce and wine are the pride of the state's premium food market. Napa and Fresno wineries not only generate immense economic value, but also serve as cultural and culinary icons. California produces over 7.3 million tons of almonds annually, accounting for more than 80% of the global almond supply. Almond harvesting here blends modern technology with traditional hand-picking techniques. Workers pick almonds in the morning to maintain freshness and natural flavor. Meanwhile, advanced tech speeds up the process in large areas, keeping production efficient. Each harvest season provides jobs for over 90,000 workers, including locals and migrants. Fresno, the produce capital, grows 90% of the nation's produce, adding $1 billion to the economy yearly. Brazil is the... After harvest, grapes are sun-dried or dehydrated to make raisins. With over 4,800 wineries, California leads the nation in wine production, accounting for 60% of the country's total output. Napa Valley, a global wine icon, attracts millions of visitors annually. Each wine blends tradition with modern innovation. Grapes are pressed in state-of-the-art facilities, and juice ferments in oak barrels or stainless steel tanks. This industry generates over $43 billion annually and supports more than 325,000 state jobs. If Napa wines symbolize culinary sophistication, Salinas Valley's milk represents hard work. It's the top U.S. dairy producer, offering stable jobs to thousands of migrant workers yearly. The Salinas Valley, known as the World's Salad Bowl, produces over 3.2 billion heads of lettuce annually, accounting for more than 50% of the country's total lettuce production. With an economic value exceeding $2.5 billion, this industry plays a vital role in the food supply chain. Over 85% of the workforce here are migrant workers earning $15 to $18 per hour during harvest season, equivalent to an annual salary of $25,000 to $30,000. While this wage is lower than some industries, it provides stability for thousands of families. When lettuce fields are ready for harvest, hundreds of workers start their day very early. Armed with sharp knives, they cut each head of lettuce and remove outer leaves with incredible precision. The lettuce is packed into boxes right in the field to ensure maximum freshness. Each worker can plant 400 lettuce plants per hour, impressive for a job needing strength and skill. Lettuce boxes are quickly loaded onto refrigerated trucks to maintain quality en route to supermarkets. If Salinas Valley is the world's salad bowl, then California's coast is the nation's seafood supplier. From green lettuce fields, we'll follow fishing boats to explore the seafood industry here. California produces over 400,000 tons of seafood yearly, adding $1.2 billion to the state economy. Key seafood species include salmon, tuna, and shellfish like Dungeness crab. The industry employs 30,000 plus fishers and processors, with average wages of $20.25 per hour. These jobs provide steady income and support many coastal communities. A fisherman's day starts early in the morning. Captains use GPS and sonar to find schools of fish. Once located, fishermen cast large nets into the sea. Within hours, the nets are hauled in, catching hundreds of salmon or tuna. For high-value species like Dungeness crab, fishermen use baited traps. They use traps set in the water and wait up to 12 hours. Once caught, seafood is processed on the boat to maintain freshness. Fish are cleaned, stored, and chilled at 34 degrees Fahrenheit to ensure quality upon arrival. At ports, workers sort, pack, and prepare seafood for various markets. Over 40% of California's seafood is exported, boosting the economy. California's seafood industry serves domestic and global markets, including Asia and Europe. Strict quality control ensures products meet international standards. High-end restaurants serve salmon fillets and skate, now synonymous with quality American seafood. California's farming success stems from nature's gifts and farmers' remarkable adaptability and creativity. Farmers embrace tech, optimize resources, and maintain quality, proving sustainable growth even in tough times. Boxes have become a critical link in the global economic value chain, beyond just pharma. This video explores how tall towers handle millions of boxes efficiently. Over 1.3 billion boxes are processed in 78 countries, led by Australia, New Zealand, China, and the US. Sheep farming yields significant economic returns, providing 70% of world's wool and 22 million kilograms of meat yearly. How do sheep products reach dinner tables and the global fashion industry? It all begins on the farm. Merino sheep account for 50% of global wool production, prized for their fine, long fibers. Wool has natural temperature regulation and antibacterial properties, offering year-round comfort. These qualities make merino wool one of the most sought-after fibers in the world. Spanning over 2.5 million square kilometers of rugged terrain, Australia's outback is vital for merino sheep farming. This region, known for its harsh climate from arid deserts to grassy plains, hosts over 60,000 farms and 70 million merino sheep. The merino breed is renowned for its high-quality wool production. With over 30,000 sheep, farms in the region produce thousands of kilos of merino wool annually. Dorper Merino crossbred lamb is tender, flavorful, and meets premium market demands. Notably, this breed grows fast and converts feed efficiently, reducing farm costs. Merino ewes typically birth 1-3 lambs per season, with a gestation period of about 150 days. European farms typically operate under optimal conditions, aiming for 2 birth cycles in 3 years, allowing rapid flock expansion. From birth to maturity, calves require meticulous care to ensure growth and high survival rates. In the first 2 to 3 months, calves primarily rely on milk for essential nutrients. At 8 to 12 weeks, calves are strong enough to transition to a more independent diet, preparing for the next phase of farm life. New Zealand is home to over 28 million cattle, known for large-scale operations and modern care techniques. Advanced equipment helps farmers handle and distribute feed like milk and dry feed, ensuring calves receive adequate nutrients. Now let's visit New Zealand's North Island to see how locals feed millions of calves annually. A large flock of 570 cows roams the island to graze and drink. Cows in New Zealand are raised mainly for their meat and milk. Cows in New Zealand are raised mainly for their meat and milk. New Zealand is the world's largest exporter of dairy products. The country has about 25,000 dairy farms with 48 million cows, averaging 5.1 cows per farmer. On a large dairy farm on the east coast of North Island, about 29,000 cows are raised. Sheep are capped. Every 3-4 months, workers feed boxes, each producing about 3.5 kilograms of leather. An experienced feeder can handle 200-400 boxes daily, earning 2-3 per box. Daily cleaning maintains hygiene and reduces disease risk in the garden. Large farms use modern machinery to save time and boost efficiency. An average farm spans 50-1,000 hectares, 90% dedicated to pasture. Some farms feed flocks daily, while others do it every other day. Farmers use dogs and mobile fences to guide their flocks. The areas where they herd typically cover about 15 hectares. They move flocks quickly to maximize land use before winter. As dogs dig and disturb the soil, they also burn weeds, improving land quality and promoting cool season crop growth. This is a key benefit of crop rotation. Farms also face challenges like diseases and pest infestations. To prevent this, farmers conduct health checks and vaccinate the dogs. Dogs are typically vaccinated at about 3 months old to protect against common diseases. Brazil's dog farming industry invests over $21 million yearly in disease detection and prevention tech. The meat production process starts with dog maturation, crucial for health and productivity. A maturation tech can process a dog in minutes, ensuring meat is removed in one piece for top quality. After slaughter, the meat is cut and cleaned, losing about 50% of its weight as impurities are removed. The meat is then cut and spun into fiber, producing about 380 million lines of high-quality fiber yearly for the global textile market. A single marine animal can yield 9 to 11 liters of leather per year, enough to make over 10 premium t-shirts. At Talarno Farm, roughly 64,000 animals are processed in 10 weeks, producing 100 bales of leather, significantly contributing to the industry. Combining quality marine leather with sustainable practices has made Talarno a symbol of excellence in animal farming. Australia produces about 760 million lines of similar leather each year. The industry greatly contributes to the national economy, with leather exports generating over 3 billion Australian dollars annually. Before transport, dogs undergo health checks and are given food and rest to reduce stress. The dogs are prepared 14 days before the long journey. Specialized livestock vessels with multiple decks, separate pens, and advanced ventilation systems ensure the dog's health and well-being during transit. These vessels can carry up to 70,000 dogs, ideal for large-scale shipments lasting 2 to 3 weeks. Australia exports 2 million live dogs annually, mainly to Middle Eastern countries. In 2023, Australia's live dog export industry is expected to be worth over $2 billion. In the U.S., Texas ships over 570 roosters yearly to processing plants in California and Colorado. Modern plants can process up to 14,000 roosters annually, ensuring food safety and minimizing waste. Upon arrival at the plant, the roosters are anesthetized. This is a crucial step in modern processing to ensure humane practices in meat production. The roosters are cleaned, removing skin, internal organs, and inedible parts. After processing, the meat is transported to freezers to preserve its quality. Rooster meat is cut into portions like shanks and legs using automated laser-guided systems. Popular cuts include legs, 30% of production, thighs, 25%, and drumsticks, 15%. The meat is then packaged, labeled, and prepared for distribution to stores and restaurants. Eastern Australian beef is renowned for its flavor and tenderness, making it versatile for various cuisines. Chefs often prefer it for its consistent quality. Sheep's milk is also crucial, especially in Mediterranean countries, where it's used to make famous cheeses like feta and pecorino. These products support local economies and boost exports. Annually, over 90% of wool is exported from Australia to European countries, supplying the high-end fashion industry. From wool farming to processing in modern factories, the wool industry creates immense economic value and offers premium products globally. The wool industry is both a symbol of tradition and a significant economic contributor worldwide. Across vast landscapes, rooster farms have become an indelible mark in human history and life. Remarkably, this traditional industry still generates billions in yearly revenue, shaping nations' economic and cultural landscapes. The U.S. has about 7.2 million roosters and 442,000 rooster farms, forming a vibrant sector that significantly boosts the national GDP. China leads globally with over 11 million roosters, with more than 20% raised for meat production. These figures show the industry's scale and highlight rooster farming's importance in globalization. Globally, roosters exceed 60 million, with the sector's annual revenue surpassing $300 billion. Key countries include the US and China, as well as Brazil, with over 5.7 million roosters, and Australia with over 400,000. Each nation utilizes roosters differently, from commerce to tourism, creating a global value chain with immense potential. The U.S. rooster industry directly contributes $74 billion to the economy and provides about 1.3 million jobs. Direct contributions include economic activities in the rooster industry, such as healthcare and entertainment. These economic activities also boost related industries like transport, food production, and vet services. In fact, horses aren't just animals, but vital to many nations' economic and social ecosystems. The U.S. equestrian industry's total economic impact is $177 billion and 2.2 million jobs. Horse racing is a prime example, often called the sport of kings. Horse racing is an exciting spectacle that captivates millions worldwide. Iconic races like the Kentucky Derby are cultural symbols and generate over $15 billion yearly. A racehorse costs about $300,000, while prize horses can be worth millions. Training racehorses requires careful investment in breeding, diet, and specialized exercise. Trainers should approach carts gradually, starting with basics, focusing on desensitization and building trust, while incorporating alternative training for stamina and introducing quick exercises. The equestrian tourism industry is booming, especially in the United States. With over 2 million annual visitors, kart racing revenues reach about $300 million in safari parks across Australia and Europe. Cart ride services generate over $1 billion yearly, enhancing travel experiences and connecting people with nature. The Royal Andalusian School of Equestrian Art is one of the world's most renowned riding schools. With 117 Andalusian horses, staff and students, the school preserves Spain's traditional equestrian style. The school's highlight is its professional shows, which attract many tourists. Globally, farmers don't raise cattle primarily for meat production, as they do for beef. This is because it takes much longer for cattle to reach their ideal weight. Raising cattle for food conversion and economic growth involves many risks. However, cattle farming continues to be maintained and developed. In California, approximately 2.5 million acres are used for cattle grazing. Every October, farmers move about 15 cattle to other pastures for better grazing. On average, an adult cow requires 2% of its body weight in food daily. Besides grazing, their diet includes a mixture of grain and hay. After feeding, farmers move cattle to pens to rest and protect them from predators. Calves are typically born in summer, from February to May, when it's warm and food is plentiful. These ideal conditions support the full development of the car's front end. On average, a newborn car weighs about 50 kilograms and can start up right after assembly. This innate ability reflects their heritage as vehicles designed for beach driving. During each production cycle, manufacturers need to brand their cars. This helps them manage inventory and register with local automotive authorities. Car production for consumption has its own unique cultural and economic aspects. Expensive meat accounts for 0.4% of total land production in Spain. Of all registered typical farms, 15.3% focus on meat production, mostly in northwest Spain. In the last decade, expensive meat production in Spain rose by 51%, mainly for European markets. Meat production boxes can go to slaughterhouses or food stores before processing. The UN's FAO estimates global expensive meat production at about 330 million pounds. Argentina leads production, supplying roughly 70% of the world's expensive meat. China raises 1.6 million cattle yearly for meat, generating about $2 million in revenue. Kangaroo meat, high in protein and leaner than beef, is gaining popularity in countries like Japan, France, and Italy. In France, over 9 million kangaroo loins are consumed yearly, making dishes like kangaroo steak a unique part of local cuisine. Besides meat, kangaroo products like milk and leather also have significant economic value. Australia produces 110 million liters of kangaroo milk annually, used in award-winning foods and cosmetics. Kangaroo leather is used for bags, shoes, and storage, especially in Europe, generating hundreds of millions in annual revenue. More than just an industry, kangaroo farming plays a crucial role in preserving and promoting cultural heritage. In Australia, the US, and Mongolia, kangaroos symbolize national history and identity. Traditional festivals aren't just entertainment, they bridge past and present, reminding us of times when horses were vital companions in human life. In the US, over 1.4 million people are involved in horse-related activities, from farming and transport to entertainment. This deep connection goes beyond the economic value of horses, encompassing cultural and social significance. The horse industry, blending tradition and modernity, continues to grow, generating huge economic value while preserving cultural heritage. From racing thoroughbreds to gentle trail horses, the industry shows that horses are symbols of strength and beauty, integral to human development. More than an economic sector, the horse industry is a testament to human creativity and efforts to harmonize nature with economy. With its enduring value and potential, this industry will remain an essential part of animal husbandry.